Hi Advanced Violinists! In today's tutorial we are going to be going through Nemanja Radulowic's arrangement of Wynton's tune. This version is based on a traditional Central Serbian dance called a kola, K-O-L-O. However, Nemanja has actually created a sort of fusion between two different styles because the harmonies are very much that of found in southern Serbian dances. You've probably noticed there are lots of trills in this tune, and they are of course very much in style of the traditional Serbian music. The trills always need to fall on the beat and are integrated into the pulse of the music. This is really important. You will have seen now Nemanja's video, I'm sure, and seen that he uses the upper quarter, so he goes right to the tip of the bow, that he uses a very small amount of bow, and there is so much rhythmic energy in those quavers and semiquavers, 8th notes and 16th notes. If we look at the trills that fall on the quavers or the 8th notes, if you start them with a tiny sort of almost like a little martelet stroke, but sustain it through for the second quaver, which is really important, and you'll hear this in his slower version. So he sort of leans into that second quaver, and then the up bow quavers or 8th notes that follow bounce off that first beat. So the trills that fall on the semiquavers could be done as turns. So if we look at bar 11, so just but on the beat, so that you play with the bow and drop fingers at the same time. And I wouldn't worry if you don't manage all the trills. I think the main ones are the ones that fall on the quavers and the ones that fall on the first beat of the semis. And even in the faster section, if you miss those, I think it's absolutely fine. What matters is that drive and energy, capturing that character of the music. So you want to play mostly in first position, you want to use open strings, but there's a place at bar 18 that is got some awkward sort of string crossings. So what you could do if you are finding those string crossings uncomfortable is you could play figure 18 in second position. So it would be like this, starting on 3, and then the next bar staying in second position, but coming down on the last semiquaver of the third beat. So I came down onto a first finger there. I move up again to second position. And then come down on the chromatic scale. So on the chromatic scale, so bar 20 would all be in second position, then coming down to first position on the chromatic scale. 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, open 2, 3, 1, 2. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, open 2, 3, 1, 2. The harmonics you can do, or you can just play it also in first position. I think whatever you feel like doing. In figure 28 we have some double stops and chords. So if you're comfortable with double stops, then do the chords. If you're not, don't worry about it. Just do the upper notes or whatever feels most comfortable. So if I show you a simplified version of figure 28, it would be... Now just... If you're up for the double stops, keep it very short, keep the hand very relaxed, free. And then here, slide over, the third finger slides directly over to the G string. And then you're there for the double stop. Keep them very short. And then for the figure 33, you're back in the upper half for those semiquavers. The pits in figure 35, again, if you're comfortable with double stops, just watch the 35. It's a G sharp so that you don't do a G natural. And 37, figure 37 here, I would advise 3, 1, 2 and then slide 3, 1, 2 up. It's the same position, so that's not tricky. So first finger stays down after that, of course. And then bar 41, this one's a little bit awkward, these chords. So I would suggest that you slide the fourth finger up and push the hand in the way for that. So you just practice going to in there rather than sticking the wrist out. Remember, if you're not comfortable with the double stops, don't worry about it. Just do, feel free to just do one note. The most important is that rhythmic energy. Working in rhythms is a great way to secure the left hand. So I'm going to show you how you can work at this in bars 20 and 21. So I'm going to play out the first quaver note, so the first eighth note, and create 2 semiquavers. So bar 20, first beat, will be like this. And we're going to do dotted rhythms. So the first dotted rhythm using separate bows. And then I'm going to use the opposite, using the same sort of compact stroke that I want when I play the tune. My fingers are always ready, always prepared. Okay, now I'm going to stop on the first note and then do very quickly create a very fast triplet. So and I'm always releasing my hand in the gap and then stopping on the second. Stopping on the third. And try to do this work without the music so that you can really focus on how everything feels. Stop on the last one. And before each repetition, I would just make time to hear it through in your head so that you really have a clear idea of the sound that you want to make. Working in bursts is a really fantastic way to build up speed and also improve coordination. So if we take figure 21, bar 21, and I show you, so I'm going to do it with 4 notes, but actually you can start with 1, then add 2 notes, then add 3 notes, then add 4 notes, and then add 5, doing them very, very fast together. So this, of course, this work should come after you've done it slowly. Okay, so I don't know if you've watched my previous tutorials where we set metronome at a very slow marking and gradually built up the speed. So this is building on from that, and here we are learning how to play very quickly. So if we take bar 21, and I'm going to create a gap, so I'm going to play very fast 4 semiquavers, 4/16 notes, gap, and in that gap I totally release my hand and then play the next one. So a little faster. Hand is so soft. And now I'm going to do it all together. And again. Forward, backward looping. This is a really useful practice technique for fast passage work and securing fast passage work. So I take the first 4 semiquavers, if we look at the same bar, and I play them forwards. Then I play them backwards and forwards. And then I'll take the next 4 semiquavers and again, and I would do them in rhythms. And then the opposite. Once I'm comfortable with that, I would then add the next 4. So you can do it without the rhythm. Then short bursts. And then as written. And then you will feel really comfortable with the passage. Forwards and backwards. Remember, the score is merely a guide. Don't be too obsessed with trying to do absolutely everything that is written. Feel the energy, feel the character, dance with the music, sing the music, feel the music. That's the most important.